If you don't think this video is worth watching, then I'd like to respectfully disagree with you. I think we've lost the art of respectful disagreement. One of the most powerful things you can say to somebody is, I see where you're coming from. And if you don't want to watch this video, I do see where you're coming from. Not in a self-deprecating way, I think I got some good stuff. It's just there's a lot battling for your attention right now. There's other content, there's work you're probably putting off. You might be stuck in a romantic relationship that you need to end and you're procrastinating by scrolling through social media. Maybe alcohol's calling for you. You might be a recovering alcoholic. And you've been doing well for a couple of years now. You've really kept those demons in check because you've had to. You've got a family that relies on you and work that you don't want to jeopardize. But still it calls for you, doesn't it? The sauce. The tasty, tasty juice that obliterates the anxiety that's always there. Humming in the background, a kind of tinnitus of existential terror constantly ringing. And maybe you're having the realization that urge will never go away. I say turn the video off and go for it, mate. Have a drink. Or I suppose you might just want to turn the video off because you don't think I'm very funny, which is fine. I get that. I understand the shit out of that viewpoint. I don't agree with you turning off the video, but I'm fine with it. Just because we disagree on something doesn't mean there needs to be this hostility. You can still be friends with someone that you disagree with. I feel like there's a lot of that at the moment. I don't agree with this person on this issue, so I'm not going to associate with them in any way. If I was only friends with people that enjoyed my comedy, I'd be down to very few friends. Most of my friends don't watch these videos. A lot of them say to me, Eric, you're embarrassing yourself. What are you doing with your life? I'm like, okay, we disagree with how I'm living my life, but we can still do other stuff together. And they're like, no, we can't. And I'm like, in what way are we friends then? And they're like, we're not. I'm like, okay, I respectfully disagree with you on that. Politics is the area where we're most divided. And there's a lot of issues where people are like, okay, this person thinks this thing, they're a shitbag, they're a complete dickhead. And I do that a lot as well, but I don't want to because it feels too judgmental. Maybe they're a shitbag, or maybe they're just a human being with one shitty opinion. Or a whole cluster of opinions that roughly align with the manifesto of the Tory party. See, even that feels cheap, having a go at the Tory party. Like, I'm a left-wing geezer, big Labour voter, working class, love it, live for it, mate. Been on the dole, my mum's been on the dole, lived in council houses and all that, free school meals. That's my squad, man. Inject it into my veins, that's me. Cut me open and I bleed red. So I don't agree with a lot of Tory policies, or like probably most of them, but I see people in my kind of bubble say stuff like, if you vote Tory, you're a cunt. If you're a Tory, you're a cunt. And it just feels a bit immature. Like, I remember at uni, you couldn't have a mate that was a Tory without people being like, what are you doing? You know he's a Tory, don't you? It's like, yeah, and we're playing FIFA. We're not going to see if we can dismantle the NHS together. In no way does it have to factor into any of our interactions. Even if you find someone's views abhorrent, if the activity you're doing has no relevance to that, then it doesn't matter. Like, if I'm playing five-a-side football, I don't go, before we start, lads, what are all your views on progressive taxation? Honestly, when I was at uni, everyone proper hated the Tory kids. I felt sorry for them. It's like, Jesus. All they want to do is slowly drain the public sphere of all its funding, creating a tax haven for the rich while at the same time millions of children starve to death. They're still human. Give them a break. I'm not saying don't debate people on things and don't find their views objectionable. I think that's good and we should do it. And obviously I hope more people believe the things I do. That's why I believe in them. It just doesn't have to mean everything though. And there's only so much you can do. You can only shift someone's opinion so much. And you have to respect the fact that you might not come to any middle ground. Like, I have family members that won't get the vaccine. What am I going to do? Inject them myself? And one thing that makes me uneasy about hating other people because of their opinions is, how do I know that my opinions are so right? I don't really have well thought out opinions, really. My opinions don't all come from a careful analysis of all the facts. My opinions are roughly the same as what all the people in my peer group think, slightly skewed by some of the podcasts and books I consume. I've not gone through this rigorous independent process to gather the opinions. Most of opinions get given to you, I think. They come from a set of circumstances. Genetics, upbringing, socioeconomic status, the media, friends, both the TV show and the other kind. We're not free from these influences. So I don't think you can be too proud of yourself for having a righteous opinion. And I don't think you can hate someone too much for having what you deem a bad opinion. Neither of you are that responsible for it. I think the best thing to do is just stay out of it. I love staying out of it, man, when there's like a debate about politics. If someone brings up like a contentious political topic at a party and they ask me what I think, I'm just like, I do not care whatsoever. I'm staying out of it. It's so easy to do that. I don't know why more people don't do it. Sometimes a disagreement is so fundamental that you can't stay out of it. And you do have to take it up a notch and be a bit more forceful. Like back in the day, Hitler was like, I want to take over the world and create an Aryan race. I don't think it would have been appropriate to just say, I'm going to have to disagree with you on that one, bud, but good luck with it. Hitler was getting far too rowdy for us to just be like, fair play, mate. Sometimes someone is being such a dickhead that you need to get tanks involved. Most of the time it's not that serious, though. It's just someone tweeting something stupid and you don't need to react to it. And maybe it's easier for me to stay out of it when it comes to heated political issues because I'm a white man. There could be privilege involved there. Some people have to get into these heated debates all the time because their lives are more impacted by the issues. Or maybe they just feel they're obliged to get involved in certain debates, which could well be a great point. But then that's one thing I do want to change. I will fight for anyone's right to stay out of it. Black, white, gay, straight, trans, disabled. If someone just wants to stay the fuck out of it, they can. I'm on the side of apathy. And if you disagree with me on that, I'll come down on you like a ton of bricks. Respectfully. See you next time.